What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. We are back for another, they say final season, but I still have my fingers crossed that that's not the case. And Dario, I'm looking at you. Okay. Chasing Atlanta. Was it Chasing Forever? Whatever. Episode 1. Okay, so we start this episode off with it is I guess what they call them, like a what them things called when all the people come together and perform. Oh shoot. I mean, I know y'all gonna say a performance, and I'm thinking of a specific word. Anyway, showcase. That's the word I'm looking for. We start off, it looks like it's like a Chasing Atlanta showcase where all of the artists come together and perform. Troy is MCing, doing what he does best. We see Wayne the Pain, we see Rico Cassadine, and my boo Tonka. Listen, I love me some Tonka. I fell in love with Tonka on Legendary because, you know, I review Legendary on my channel. Go check out the reviews, okay? And I love my baby Tonka, okay? I got a chance to meet Tonka, and he is a sweetheart in person, okay? But neither here nor there. Rico got a man. That's not gonna age well, but we'll get to that later. Look, a lot of stuff that we see ain't gonna age well, but it's all good. Maybe it's all good. We gonna make it do what it do. But we got that going on. We have Lil Kendra. We Were Born, I saw her in the crowd. Oliver is performing. I think I got everybody. I think that covered everybody who we saw performing. And We Were Born is back. If you are a Chasing Atlanta stan, you know who We Were Born are. Jay Twan and Berlin. They are back. Now, here's the problem. Okay, Troy was hosting this event, right? And so Troy's job is to hype the crowd, keep the crowd hype, and do what he does best. Now, Lil Kendra decided to perform her Walking Like a Dog song. The problem with making diss records is that, and they become popular and people like them, is that even if you've moved on from the person you are so-called dissing, every time you perform that song, it becomes a whole nother, you dissing them all over again, right? I grew up in the era of diss records and hip-hop, back and forth, back and forth. Like, there's no way that Nas could perform Ether. Because him and JC are cool now. Right? Like, I don't know if there's a time where we're going to see Ice Cube perform No Vaseline. See what I'm saying? Neither here nor there. While Kendra was performing Walking Like a Dog, Troy is dancing. And some people notice, like, how is Troy going to be shaking his booty to a song dissing his friend Dominique? So we'll get to that later. But I just had to bring it up. So we see Oliver, Jay Moore, Troy, maybe Rico, I don't know. We're sitting around talking, and we found out that Jay Moore almost didn't make it. He caught the Roni, and while he was sick, they found out that he had some sort of ulcers or something. He had to have blood transfusions and all kinds of stuff. He said he even coded. So I want to say thank God that Jay Moore is still here. That, you know, thank God God didn't say it was your time, okay? And he said that at this point he is living every day like it's a second, you know, like it's a second opportunity. So and I met Jay Moore too, and Jay Moore is a sweetheart in person as well. I met all the Chasing people I met in real life are cool. They really are. They cool as hell. They don't take what we do personally. They understand that we come down here and we review what we see. Even if they, well, most of them. I'm going to move on. Now, while Oliver was performing, Willa's there. Yeah, listen. Willa in person is a whole kiki, okay? Shout out to my girl Willa. But she walked out during Oliver's performance, and she was like, I know people going to think that that's shady, but I was hot. Girl, you was being shady. So Willa is outside talking to Troy. And she's letting Troy know, look, I just don't like the way some things happened at the reunion and the way things ended. You know, Oliver, you know, he was out here taking credit for me being fired. Now, I don't know if she mean fired from her real job or fired from chasing, because you still on chasing. So are you trying to say that Oliver tried to get you fired? Like, I was a little lost with that. Because you still here. I mean, did you get fired and Dario decided to bring you back? Or are you talking about your 9 to 5? I don't know. But either way, she said that it still don't sit. The whole thing left a bad taste in her mouth. And she still feels some kind of way as it relates to Oliver. Now, Willa, the body was bad, baby. The body was bad. Okay? I saw you walking away, girl. I saw you walking away. So then we do a time jump to 3 months later, right? So they had this showcase, and then they, you know, started filming 3 months later. So we catch up with Dominique. Now, Dominique said that it's been a rough year for him. He said that he lost his man, he lost his house, you know, his apartment. He said he had to relocate. He said he literally was homeless for a minute, right? And he felt like nobody was really there for him. He said later on we found out that the only person that he felt like was there in his corner was Drew Friday, aka 7. And he said, you know, for all these people that claim they was my friends and claim they had my back, they weren't there when I needed them. So we see him doing a photo shoot for HIV awareness. And he, listen, Dominic, you ate that. Okay? You ate that photo shoot. But he said that he's just in a better place and he's been healing and he's just been dealing, you know, with realizing who his real people are, who his real family, you know, his real family is. Listen, let me tell you something. It ain't nothing like a little adversity for people to show you who they really are, right? And it is what it is. He said, look, there were some people in my circle who knew what I was going through and they didn't care. They weren't there and they didn't care. But I could feel that was like, boom, like that really was heavy. You know, Dominique really felt that sort of heavy. Then we see Miss Willa doing her birthday photo shoot naked as hell, honey. Looking naked as hell, okay? But, again, listen, you can, girl. You was looking good. So she was doing her birthday photo shoot, and J.M. Moore comes through. And J.M. Moore comes through, and so they can talk about just kind of where she is and what's going on. We find out that her and 7 are not cool. She said, I don't know what the situation is. I don't know why she stopped speaking to me. She said, you know, I would do her hair for her and she paid me what she could. I never really pressed her out. I never really made a big deal about her paying me because she was my friend. Like, you know, you pay me what you can, when you can, how you can. And she said, you know, that last time I did her hair for her when she was getting ready to go do something for Drag Race. And I ain't heard from her since. And she said, you know, I called her. She done called me back. And, you know, she know I'm not pressing her out about no money. So I'm just not sure what the issue is. And so J.M. Moore was like, okay. So he was like, well, look, are you open to a conversation? Like, are you open to figuring this out? And Willa was like, listen, I don't even know. Like, because I'm just not understanding where we are. I'm not understanding where this whole energy is coming from. So we found out that Willa's having a birthday party. And she, you know, of course, inviting everybody to come through. J.M. Moore was saying he wasn't sure if he could make it. But she said, well, at least come through and pregame with me, okay? At least do a little pregame with me. So there we have that. So, you know how these first episodes go. We just seeing who's who and what's what and who's cool and who's not, right? Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how this situation goes. So then we catch up with Drew Friday, aka 7. We know that last season, Drew announced that she would be transitioning. So she is full on in her transition at this point. And she now goes by 7. I'm going to say Drew Friday, aka 7. Maybe the first episode or 2, just so y'all know. But I'm telling you who it is. Okay. She's performing and she invited, you know, Dominique to come through and, you know, support her. And Dominique was like, I have no problems coming through to support the people that support me. Drew is the only one that's really been there for me and had my back, you know. And Drew is a fierce queen. Okay. We see her performing and we know that Drew does all of the things. And Drew, I see you, girl. I see you. You see me. We see each other. I see you hanging with the Rue girls. I see you hanging with the Rue girls. Okay. First comes love, then come marriage, then come Drew down to the RuPaul's Drag Race. Anyway, moving on. So, Drew, like I said, she is full on in her transition. And she is loving life, you know. She said she is processing and dealing with all the things that come with it. She said the hormones got her up and down and all around. But she is definitely loving this phase of her life. Now, Dominique tells her all the things I just told y'all about. Him realizing who his friends are, who's been there for him and who hasn't been there for him. How he hasn't talked to Troy and he thought Troy was his man. And, you know, like friend, not man, but friend. And he says, you know, this year I'm not part of no cliques. It ain't no freaking frack. It ain't no dynamic five. It ain't none of that. I am solo dolo because people showed me who they were and I believed them, right? Drew said that she don't know why her and Will are not speaking either. She said, you know, last time I talked to her, she did my hair. I don't know. She said, I called her. She ain't called me back. Somebody's lying. Y'all both couldn't have called each other and nobody called each other back. So somebody lying. So I guess at some point during this season, we're going to find out who lying. Because somebody is. Okay. So then we catch up with Rico Cassadine. Rico and his shoe line. If you've been following him on the Instagram, that's not new news to you. But Rico, let me say this too, Rico. Rico, baby, you looking good, okay? You can see a drastic difference from your filming to your confessionals. Your face is slimmer. Baby, keep it up, boo. Keep it up. All right, you looking good, baby. You looking good. And Rico is actually trying to be the peacemaker this season. We know last year, Rico came in like a lion with his mace and all of the things. But he said, you know, I really want to be the person that helps us, you know, make peace. I don't want to be the one in the mess. I want to be the one helping us move forward. So we see, so Rico and Dominique actually goes to visit Rico, which of course, that lets you know right there where we started. Because last year, it was Dominique and Rico rolling around in that grass with the mace, okay? Outside of that club. So, it's definitely a great thing to see that they are in a better place, right? That they are in a better place. And he tells Dominique, you know, look, I'm having a barbecue. I want to invite everybody over. It's going to be at my house. So hopefully y'all know how to act. Y'all won't be acting the fool down to my house. Yes, I live with my mama. Let me tell y'all something. I'm about to go left for a second. So y'all just going to have to bear with me for 2 seconds. We really need to stop that. We really need to stop that. Okay, I know I'm about to go real political. We've got to stop shaming people because they are in a position that they can live at home. I know we've created this environment in this society that tells us that you're supposed to be living on your own and you're supposed to be paying these bills and you're supposed to be doing this and doing that. Let me tell y'all a little secret. Other people don't do that. And my daddy told me, I'm a daddy's girl too, but my daddy told me I ain't had to go nowhere. If it was up to my daddy, I'd still be living at home, okay? And when I lived at home, I was living good. Okay, I wasn't paying no bill. Well, minimal bills. Minimal. Okay, and I was living my best life. So I'm not going to be the one to pile on and shame nobody for living at home. Baby, Rico get up every morning and go to work. Ain't like he a no bum sleeping on his mama couch. But anyway, moving on. I just had to go left. Let me come back to the middle. So Dominique and Rico, like I said, they're trying to move forward. They're trying to be in a good space. And I feel like both of them are open to it. Like, I didn't feel no shady, no catty. Even in their confessionals, they weren't being shady and catty to each other. And so I was here for that. I was here for that. And then my man Tonka comes through. Yes, Tonka, looking all juicy-licious. Okay. Baby Dominique knew who Tonka was, because of course Dominique was like, I've seen him on Legendary, like I love Tonka, I know who Tonka is. Baby, he gonna ask Tonka what you do. Tonka said it. Said I do it. I am that bitch. Okay. But Tonka said he's a case manager by day and he is the, you know, king, queen of the ballroom at night. He is iconic on the Kiki scene and Legendary and mainstream, well, you know, regular ballroom. For those who don't know the difference, y'all just gotta go Google it, cause I can't listen. I can't be here all night with y'all. Okay, if you don't know the difference between Kiki and Ballroom, just go Google it. Just go Google it. Okay, go watch Legendary. Go watch Chasing Dallas from last season. We have given you the lessons. It's not my fault you have not followed them. Okay, so but anyway, we see them in a good place or what have you. Then we see Oliver and King Kane. Now Oliver is celebrating 69,000 followers on Instagram, which I'm sure he has far surpassed that by now, and his new body. So he's having a whole naked ass photo shoot showing off his new booty and his new waist, which, he got nipped, tucked, and sucked. Okay. Now, both him and King Kane allude to the fact that they once upon a time was a little touchy-feely, but that they are just like friends now. But I caught that. Now, tell me in the comments if I was reading too much into it. But I caught that both of them sort of alluded to the fact that, at one point in time, they was a little touchy-feely. But that, they've been friends since 2008. But right now, that's just not what it is. They're just friends and there's nothing there. Okay. Oliver invites King Kane to come to Rico's cookout to meet everybody and be around. Now, Kane said he knows everybody. Even though he hasn't been on Chasing, he knows a lot of the girls. He said he knows Dominique and Troy and Neat. Well, I just said Dominique, but he said he knows them. And, looking forward to being around them, I guess. We know what Kane gives. Kane is shady. Kane is what Kane is. And we know what Kane is going to give. We found out later on, they allude to the fact that Kane was starting a little drama between Troy and Dominique. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah. So then we meet up with Lil Kendra and Wayne. Now, Lil Kendra and Wayne are out and about doing what they do. And Lil Kendra said that she was getting ready to surprise Wayne. She took him to a bridal store. She said she getting ready to get married. He was like, what the hell you getting ready to get married? Like, you just met this person. You just started dating this person. She was like, yes, but I'm ready to get married. She said, look, I have been living my life for the last however many years for little Kendra. Now it's time for me to get to know Kendra. And Kendra wants to be married. And Kendra wants to do these things. So I'm making one last album. And then I am retiring because there are other things I want to do. And it's going to be called Dark Skin Barbie. Please don't nobody say I'm being colorist. I really think that's what it's called. Dark Barbie. Dark Skin Barbie. I don't know. But that's what it's going to be. And Wayne is just not feeling it. Like, Wayne is not here. And Kendra is not feeling it. Like, you can feel the tension between both of them at this point. Because Kendra ain't feeling it either, right? Kendra is kind of like, he said, what you mean? Your career, you just getting momentum. You just doing this and you doing that. And she was like, yeah, but what have you done for me? And I said, oh, shit. That is the beginning of the end. When she looked at him and was like, yeah, but what have you done for me? And that's supposed to be her whole manager. So I said, oh, yeah, they already having there's some things going on. There is trouble in paradise. Because, Wayne and Kendra was boom, 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 right? So they're outside talking and having this conversation. And who pulls up? But We Were Born. And Kendra lets Wayne know that she wants We Were Born to help her with her final album. She wants, Jay Twan to do some producing and some writing on the album. And Wayne was like, but they do R&B. Now, Wayne, you know good and well that in today's music, R&B and hip-hop overlap way more than I would prefer. So it's not a big deal that Jay Twan is an R&B artist. Like, he's definitely qualified to help Lil Kendra write and produce on a rap album or a hip-hop album. But Wayne, you could tell, immediately has an issue with Jay Twan and Berlin coming in the middle of whatever it is that, he got going on. Well, everybody is invited to the cookout, right? They're talking about, we were born, and Jay Twan talk about the cookout, and all the people talk about the cookout. Everybody's invited to the cookout, right? I feel like that's everybody till we get to the cookout. Did we go through everybody's child? I feel like we did. No, we had another scene with Rico and Troy. Well, Rico invited Troy to the cookout, and again, Rico's letting Troy know, look, this year I want to be the peacemaker. I want to bring everybody together so that, you know, we can start fresh. He said, look, I want us to just have a good time. I want us to drink, smoke, talk shit, and have a good time. You know, I think that's what I want this year to be. And, you know, of course, Troy was like, I'm down for that. Like, I'm definitely here for that. And you know, these are all the things that I want to see happen too. Oh, I missed another scene too. So then we have Rico and Tonka. We see Tonka, a judge at a Kiki ball. And, again, Tonka is iconic on the Kiki scene. So, you know, that's not, you know, out of the realm to see him being a judge or being tapped to be a judge. And then we meet, T? Why write her name down? Charge it to my head, not my heart. I just forgot your name, but I'm gonna get it. Now, she is legendary. Tony. I was close. I said Tina, but it was Tony. She is an actress. She is a legendary on the ballroom scene. She's a mother on the ballroom scene. And we found out that she sort of left the scene for a while because she felt very disrespected by the Kiki scene. She felt like she was overlooked when they were setting things up. I think she even said Juicy Couture. Which, if you follow Legendary, you know Juicy Couture killed it on Legendary and embodied, right? My girl, Lita, Lola Leopard, I hope I said her name right. I've been following her since a show on Revolt. No, not Revolt. Ooh, I'm getting old. I've been following her since a show called My House, and I love her. She's from DC. She's my DC homegirl. But anyway, Tina felt very overlooked. Tony felt very overlooked. And she felt disrespected. So, you know, that's sort of her story. But she was able to come back. And like I said, she's a legend. And she's been Mother of the Year like 4 years. And she's done some great things. And Tonka was saying how she's, you know, just starting to come back around. Because she did feel overlooked and feel disrespected. And I'm here for it, baby. Because I think she is beautiful, baby. And so I'm here for all the things that she is doing. Now, we finally get to this cookout, right? And everybody shows up. Everybody looks good. And everybody, for the most part, seem like they're in good spirits, right? Neek and Troy show up. They're one of the first people to show up. And they have a chance to talk. And I feel like it was a light conversation because Neek was like, well, why haven't I heard from you? And Troy said, I just felt like, it wasn't any real reason why we haven't talked for a couple of months. I was just doing things. You were doing things. And, I didn't really feel like it was nothing. He was like, you my man. You my boy. You my friend. I got you. I love you. And they Nick sort of accepted it. But I feel like that was a light conversation. Because I'm going to be honest, it wouldn't have been that easy for me. If you supposed to be one of my best friends and I broke up with my man and I'm basically didn't have nowhere to go, like my world turned upside down and then you ghosted me. Yeah, we need to have a deeper conversation. But I feel like it was a good first conversation. And it's definitely not a conversation that they need to have in front of the whole group, right? Wayne shows up and Wayne says that Lil Kendra been ghosting him ever since Lil Kendra found out that he was shooting videos and working on his music career. So he said she just been hanging out where we were born and he feels some kind of way. Kendra shows up and she says she feels some kind of way about Neek because she said that Neek was up under her post and making that nasty comments and throwing subliminals at her. Now, she did approach Neek. I mean, she was a real aggressive in how she approached Neek. But what I thought was funny was Neek was like, well, what comment you talking about? You mean the comment? I mean, was that above or below, you're walking like a dog? Because, like, you literally made a whole song about me. So you mad about me leaving a comment under a post, but you literally made a whole song about me. Which I thought was a valid point. And I feel like at that point, Kendra could have been like, you know what? Yeah, I guess you're right. Because mind you, it's a song you still performing. It's not like you say, okay, I'm going to put that in the vote. You're literally still performing the song. Baby, Kendra and Neek went back and forth, until finally Kendra jumped up like she was getting ready to fight. And that's where the episode ended. Child. I feel like it was a very good first episode. It laid the foundation. It let you know who the players were. It let you know who has beef with who was moved on from their beef from last year, and where we gonna go from there. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.